Hey, fifth grade students, here we are looking at chapter 13. We're exploring properties of triangles as well as four-sided figures. And in this, we will have the following lessons here going from 13.1 to 13.5. This will probably take us about 2 weeks worth of math. And the following are the big ideas for this particular chapter. So we're looking at properties of geometric figures. Property meaning how can I describe those figures using math terms, and you're going to see that in vocabulary review that you're going to do using Quizlet, as well as in your work. How can you describe those geometric shapes? And we're specifically going to focus on angles and sides of those figures to help us when we're describing those properties. The other piece of triangles and four-sided figures, they have their own special properties, and you're going to see that in some of the definitions we're going to go over. But some of the things that you've had from previous grades that will be used in this unit. First one being finding measurements of angles based on the line that they're on. Because I see that I have angle AOB, AOC, so forth. But I can also just call these same angles just angle A, angle B, angle C. So either one of those is fine, but just recognize that I can either have angle AOB, which is a three-letter name, but I could also call it angle A, which is the same value, same angle that we're talking about. And when I talk about those angles, well, first we need to recognize that we have line AD, so that's this part going from here. And notice not a line segment because lines go on forever in both directions. So this is line AD, and then down here we're looking at what can we figure out based on those angles. Well, if I add angle A, angle B, angle C all together, because it's a straight line, I know that all these together are going to give me 180 degrees. Okay, so we're going to come back to that during this unit. Another piece that we're going to explore here is that if we focus specifically on just this top one here, when we're comparing, and we did this in a previous chapter, we're looking at an algebraic expression here, and we're comparing it to this value over here using inequalities, meaning less than, greater than, and we could even have in there equal that we could use in there. Okay, but we're focusing on how can we compare these two, this algebraic expression and with this value over here, figuring out x. So like this example here, if x is 10, well, I know x plus 15, 10 plus 15, is going to be less than 35, because 10 plus 15 is going to be 25, so that's going to be less than 35. This one here, if x is 25, 25 plus 15, that's going to give me 40. So that's where you see the greater than, because this side is now worth 40. And like I said earlier, you can use an equal to say the two sides are equal, because if it's 20, 20 plus 15 equals 35. So we're going to be comparing expressions, possibly using inequalities such as less than, greater than, and possibly even using equals. Lastly, you're going to have these terms that you're going to be reviewing that you've had from previous grades, and we'll introduce some new ones in this chapter, but you should be able to review Quizlet to see both these terms here that you should be able to describe. And this is where we get into those specific math terms, such as for trapezoid, we have a pair of opposite sides. So this side is opposite of this side, and they are parallel. That is special to a trapezoid. Okay, because remember, one of the big ideas is that you are looking for properties which is special, unique to certain shapes. Using these type of math terms, a pair, opposite, parallel. Here in square, we have equal length. So make sure when you're going through these terms on Quizlet that you're recognizing the math terms to describe these shapes. Okay. With that, that is chapter 13. Next thing you're going to go on to is Quizlet to review that vocabulary, freshen that up, as well as be introduced some new vocabulary that's going to be specific in this chapter. And then finally, you're going to take a little kind of check-in for, what do you know already about this particular unit? So if we go here to Schoology, you're going to see this video being on top that you should watch first. Then you're going to go to Quizlet here, and down here, this is where you see that you have that check-in here. After you're done with this, then you can go into IXL and work on those problems that you have from Mastery Connect.